Hi everyone, it's Matthew here once again along with Alex, Justin, and Rodney. And currently Justin271995 is the returning champion, but he's elected to take on Rodney1279. If you recall, last time I had Rodney on here, he ended up taking us for 7 games, winning over $100,000. Leaving us with 110, I should say.
Justin, I think it's time for you to go home and spend that $5,000 on a trip or something. Because it's time for me to win.
Justin, you both know how to play, so let's get to the game. Justin, first question goes to you. Justin, this is an educated guess question. How many miles per gallon can a Ford Model T get?
I do not do well with these kind of questions. Just keep stabbing the back at it. I'll go 50.
50?
Yes.
Justin says that a Ford Model T can get 50 miles per gallon of gas. Rodney, do you think that's higher or lower than 50? 50.
I believe that's a lot lower than 50 because those old Model Ts don't contain a lot of gallons of gas anyway, so it's much lower.
He says lower. And the actual number is 20. It is lower. So Rodney gets control. Rodney, your card is, it's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than an ace, a queen. Lower than a queen, a 10.
I'm a freeze right there.
Freezing on the 10, not giving Justin a chance at the cards. Rodney, this is your question. Rodney, we asked 100 city mayors, should policewomen go on strike for higher wages? How many of these city mayors said that policewomen should go on strike for higher wages?
Wow, that's a good question. A lot of women want equal share of the earnings that the men make nowadays. So I would have to say that's a very middle number. I'm going to say 49.
29?
49.
Oh, 49. Okay, sorry about that. 49 of 100 city mayors said the policewomen should go on strike for higher wages. Justin, higher or lower than 49?
I probably should. I'm not too confident about that, so just to play with the odds, let's say it's higher.
Going higher. And the actual number of the city mayors said the policewomen should go on strike for higher wages is 6. It is lower, not higher. Rodney, you have your 10.
Let's get rid of that 10.
All right, when you win the question, you can change the base card. The 10 is now a 5. Rodney, it's a 5.
You said it's a 5?
It's a 5.
Okay, I'm going to go higher than that 5.
Higher than a 5?
No.
Oh no, another 5. Justin, you have to play this card. You do not win the question. It's a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. A 7. Oh, what's that?
Let's freeze.
All right, freezing on the 7. So our question goes to you, Justin. Oh boy, I think we had this before. Justin, we asked 100 married women, if your husband took his clothes off and put a bag over his head, would you be able to recognize him? How many of these married women said yes, they would be able to recognize their husband if he took his clothes off and put a bag over his head?
What the hell? Oh my God! We're gonna have everybody. Maybe they win. I'm gonna go 62 on that.
62 of 100 married women said they would be able to recognize the hubby if he took his clothes off and put a bag over his head. Rodney, higher or lower than 62?
And this was, I would have guessed 99 on that one. That's a lot higher.
He says higher. Rodney, may I ask if your wife would be able to recognize you like that?
Oh, yeah.
The actual number of these women who would recognize the hubby is 90. It is higher. Wow. Rodney, you have your 5.
Okay. You know what? Let's change that 5 and see if I get a better.
All right, let's see if we can make a good change here. The 5 is now a queen.
Lower.
Lower than a queen. A jack.
I haven't seen too many low cards. I'm going to go on and say low.
For the first game of the match, lower. It's a 6. Rodney, you win game 1.
Yes. What's wrong, John? You okay?
Round 2 now. First question goes to Rodney. Rodney, we asked 100 women. If the Army starts to draft men again, should women be drafted too? How many of these women said yes, women should be drafted if the Army starts to draft men again?
Okay. Well, time to change now. That's going to be a very middle number. I'm going to go with 55. 55.
55 of 100 women said that women should be drafted if the Army starts to draft men again. Justin, higher or lower than 55?
Well, if there's women out there that want to be in the military, I think they should just go ahead and try out for it. Because who says women can't do it just because they're not, manly enough? I think they're tough enough for that. I don't mean to be, how do I say this? I don't mean to offend any women out there. But anyway, I'm going to go against the odds. Higher.
One higher. And the actual number of these women who said that women should be drafted is 46. It is lower, not higher.
All right.
Rodney, your card is a jack.
Ooh, a jack. You know what? That's a borderline card. I'm gonna change that card.
All right, no harm in doing that. The jack is now a 7.
Wow.
Well, not good.
Not good, but I'm gonna go lower.
Lower than a 7? Oh no, a jack. Justin, your card. Justin, you have to play this card. You did not win the question. It's an ace.
Why'd I change it anyway? Lower.
Lower than an ace. A 4. Higher than a 4. A 7. Justin, it's a 7.
Did you hear that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I said I'm going to freeze there.
Okay. Freeze on the 7. Putting you 2 cards away from game 2. Justin, next question is yours. Justin, we asked 100 married women. Should your husband wear a toupee if he starts to go bald? How many of these married women said their husband should wear a toupee if he starts to go bald?
I personally don't. Now, if a guy is bald, then it probably wouldn't bother me so much. But if there were a lady that was bald, yeah. But I'm going to say that's a middle number. Let's try 49.
49 of 100 married women said their husband should wear a toupee if he starts to go bald. Rodney, higher or lower than 49?
Well, I'm bald right now, and my wife loves my hair. Well, loves the fact that I'm bald. She don't think I need a toupee. So I guess in that retrospect, I'm going to say that number is lower.
Going lower. And the actual number of these women, married women, who said the husband should wear a toupee is 21. It is lower when he starts to go bald. Rodney, you have your 7.
Okay, let's change to 7.
Trying to get rid of that 7. It's now a queen.
Lower.
Lower than a queen, a 6.
I think I'm going to freeze on that 6.
All right, but not giving Justin a chance at the cards. Third question goes to you, Rodney. Rodney, we found 100 engaged women, and we asked them, are you currently living with your fiancé? How many of these engaged women said they are currently living with their fiancé?
Ooh, that's a for him. Because some people like living together first. They want to get, so I'm going to say that again is the medium number. I'll go with 45,
45, 100 engaged women said they are currently living with their fiance. Rodney, did that happen to you?
For the first few days.
First few days?
Yeah, we got married. You know, we'll be celebrating our 7th anniversary on December 23rd.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And so an early congratulations from me. Justin, higher or lower than 45?
Well, there's some women out there who are more than they're engaged. I do know that some do live with their man that they're engaged to, and others don't. This is gonna be tough. I'm just gonna say it's higher.
Going higher. And the actual number of these engaged women are currently living with their fiance is 42. It is lower, not higher. Rodney missed it by 3.
Wow.
And Rodney, you have your 6.
Let's change the 6.
All right. When you win the question, you can change the base card. The 6 is now a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. A 6.
I think I'm 3 right there.
All right. Tying yourselves up at 3 cards apiece. This is the fourth and final question. Someone must win on display of the cards. The question goes to you, Justin. So control is important.
Yes.
Justin, this is an educated guess question. When you shear all the wool off of a sheep, how many months would it take for the sheep's wool to grow back?
I'm gonna go up the middle. 6.
Rodney says it would take, not Rodney, but Justin says that it would take 6 months for all of the sheep's wool to grow back. Rodney, higher or lower than 6 months?
This is a good one. I'm not good with those sheep, but I'm gonna go ahead and say lower.
Going lower. And the actual number of months is? Oh, Justin, you hit it on the nose. Okay, Justin, here's the situation. You and Rodney both need 2 cards for game number 2, but you need this game to stay alive. You have a base card of a 7. Rodney has a base card of a 6. You can change the 7 if you want to, Justin, or you can pass it to Rodney and he'll have to play off his 6. Justin, what are you going to do? Play the 7, change the 7, or pass it to Rodney?
It worked before. Even though Rodney has a better base card than me, I'm hoping he goofs up. I'm passing.
He's going to pass. Rodney, you have to play your 6.
Alright. You know what? I'm thinking about going against the odds because I haven't seen too many low cards. So I'm going to go lower than the 6.
Taking a chance. Lower than a 6? Oh no, an 8. And Justin wins game 2.
Alright.
We have a tie. Well, Rodney, you took a chance. Too bad it didn't work.
Okay.
And the first question of round 3 goes to Rodney. Whoever wins this game gets to go to the money cards. Rodney, this is another educated guess question. According to a CNN poll, what percentage of Americans say the U.S. economy is poor?
Okay, CNN poll.
According to a CNN poll.
I'm going to say 50%.
Rodney says that 50% of Americans say the U.S. economy is poor, according to a CNN poll. Justin, higher or lower than 50%?
Lower.
He says lower. And the actual percentage is? 75. It is higher, not lower. Rodney, your card is a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. A 4.
Higher.
For the championship, higher. A 7. And Rodney has the championship again. leaving us with $5,000 and our thanks.
Sorry about that, Justin.
Rodney will start you at the bottom row of $400 of betting money. Bet rate costs 3 cards. Moving to the second row give you $600 more. Collection rate costs another 3 cards. Rodney, in total, you could walk away with $60,800 if you play it right.
Okay, I'll take it.
Are you ready to go, Rodney?
Yes, I am.
You know about playing the, about the changes and the joker that you get just for making it here. So, Rodney, for $400, you start off with a 7.
Let's change this to 7.
With
the number 1.
All right, let's see if you can make a good change. The 7 is now a 5.
Okay, how much do I have? $400?
$400. You are only getting started.
Okay, I'm gonna go with $100 higher.
$100 higher than a 5. It's a 10. $500 and a 10.
$200 lower.
Okay, $200 lower than a 10. It's a 3. $700 and a 3.
Alright, I'm gonna go $650 higher.
Holding back on that. $650 higher than a 3. It's a 5. Justin, you have Rodney, you have $1,350. You now are in the next row. Give me another $600. Rodney, you now have $1,950 and a 5.
Change it with number 3.
Okay, let's see if you can make a good change here. The 5 becomes a queen.
And I have how much do I have?
$1,950.
$1,000 lower.
Okay, $1,000 lower than a queen. It's a 6. $2,950 and a 6.
$150 higher.
Okay, $150 higher than a 6. It's a 10. $3,100 and a 10.
Wow. $400 lower.
Okay, $400 lower than a 10. Oh no, a queen. We'll move you to the big bet, Justin. You have, Rodney, you have $2,700, but you have that queen. My mistake on that. Rodney, you have $2,700 and a queen. You're at the big bet. You must bet at least $1,350. Do you want the queen?
I'm going to keep the queen. I'm going to go. I don't want to bust. I'm going to go $2,600 lower.
Come on, for $5,300. Lower than a queen? It's a 10! You did it, Rodney. $5,300 plus $200 from the game. Rodney, you end up the first game with $5,500.
Not a bad start.
But you find the card with the $, you'll get $20,000 more dollars. Last time it was behind 4.
You know what? Let's go to 2. Number 2.
Okay, let's see if it's there. Is the $sign behind 2? No. It was behind 5. Oh well.
Okay.
So our jackpot will be worth $30,000 next time. And Rodney, with a one-game winning total of $5,500, will take on a new opponent next time. So long, everyone.